Hey there, Bass Fox. Welcome to today's video. This is going to be an introduction to a new feature of the Darkglass Anagram ecosystem platform, if you will, and that is the Darkglass Anagram Marketplace. And what that is, it's a place in the internet or inside your Darkglass suite software that allows you to purchase additional blocks developed by third parties for your anagram. So I can already hear people complaining, oh my God, I've already spent so much money on my anagram, now I'm gonna have to pay extra for the blocks. And no, you don't have to, absolutely. Darkglass will continue to develop amazing software, amazing new blocks continuously as they have been since the launch of the product. And so you absolutely don't, you can ignore the marketplace completely if you like. However, it is very exciting to know that just like with a digital audio workstation like Pro Tools or Logic or Ableton, on the Anagram you can now choose to purchase software developed by third parties. So that will expand the availability of effects for the Anagram platform greatly, because now you don't only have the Darkglass team developing blocks for the Anagram, you also have third parties with very interesting different takes, different kinds of ideas and concepts for plugins for the Anagram. I was asked by Darkglass themselves to make this video, so they gave me quite a few blocks to try out and show you guys. So first let's have a quick look at the Darkglass suite to see where you find these things, and then we'll come back and explore some of the new blocks that have just been made available through the marketplace. First of all, you should go check it out anyway, because some of the blocks are actually free. So you should at least go in there and get the free ones. Now, the way to do this is I already have Darkglass Suite loaded up in my computer here. You have to update the Darkglass Suite software as well as the Anagram's firmware. Once you've done that, you will now see Marketplace and Plugins as a new tab over here on the left side. And when you click on this, you see, first of all, there are two important links here. One of them is buy and get plugins up here. This will open the actual marketplace window where you can use a credit card or whatnot and browse through the different available plugins and buy them, and they will load up to your MyPedal account. So you have to manage your MyPedal account, where you register yourself as a user and you register your particular anagram with its serial number. And then once you have everything linked up, the plugins themselves will show up over here inside the suite itself, and you can choose install or uninstall any one that you want, right? And over here you have the categories. So right now we have utilities up, and as you can see there's an auto drummer. That's exciting. I wonder what that sounds like. I'm sure it's useful for practicing. And Cognate Chord over here, maybe it generates drones for you to practice your fretless with. I don't know, we'll find out together, right? I haven't really had time to check all of these out before making the video, so we're going to be discovering a lot of these together. So let's turn off utilities here and go to amps and cabs, for example. So there's quite a few. A lot of these are actually guitar oriented. Here you can choose overdrive and distortion, EQs, filters, and dynamics. So they show up by category over here in the marketplace and plugins tab of Darkglass Suite, where you can manage them. Use your MyPedal account and use the link to get into marketplace itself. All right, so let's check a few of these out. This is actually the preset I used for the demo. I'm gonna save it real quick. We're gonna call it Marketplace. Now I'm going to go to an empty preset, and I'm just going to show you what my bass is sounding like right now. This is the Ibanez EHB 1505S. It's the short scale ergonomic headless bass, right? And this is what it's sounding like. I have the neck pickup on, and it's active, but I don't really think I have anything more than a little bit of bass boost. Not even, nothing. Everything's flat. So this is just the sound of the bass, right? Now, some of the blocks that are now available that I have downloaded to my Anagram are complete solutions, preamp, cab, everything. And all by themselves, they could be a preset and possibly your tone for an entire gig. So check these out. I'm gonna go over here to amps and cabs, and all the way at the end will show up the the new blocks here. So we're going to start with the bass hammer by Nembrini. This, by the looks of it, the graphics and the aesthetics, I think is probably based on Aguilar tone hammer. And listen to that. So right off the bat, my bass is sounding way better. So let's look at what this thing offers. Now, first of all, it has an input pad. So in case you're going in a little too hot and distorting right away, you can pad it. Right? I don't think I need it right now. It's sounding nice without the pad. It's got a one knob compressor on there. So the settings, the compressor settings are preset, good settings for bass. But I like it. It's sounding very nice. You can just have more or less compression. Right? We're going to leave it more or less where it comes default. And now you have an AGS switch here, which I think probably means aggression, because when you turn it on, you get distortion. And you have both a gain control and a drive control. Right? It gets even pretty buzzy, pretty gritty. Right? Let's turn that off for a second. Just go back to our clean sound, which I'm loving. Really, if I had a pedal that only did this, I'd be pretty happy already. I guess that's probably the tone hammer pedal by Aguilar. Anyway, let's move on to the next page. Here you have mid, bass, treble, blend and master. So this is the main EQ and mixer. Have mid-level and mid-frequency. So this is a semi-parametric EQ. If you don't know what semi-parametric means, you should check out my video on all the kinds of EQs that we bass players can use. Right, and you can cut or boost the mid there. The bass, I like how the bass is. I'm not going to touch it. Treble. Then you have blend here, which is, this is the clean sound. A little soft though. And then you have full-on bass hammer sound, and you have the master volume here, which I think is good already, because we're already almost hitting the end of our level LED there. Right, let's move on to the next one. This is a graphic EQ. So you have 6 bands of EQ here, 125, 250, 500, 1K, 2K, 4K, to really sculpt your tone, right? So you have the muddiness here on 250, you have the low on 125, you have a little bit of bark there on 500, you have some presence on 1K, and you have a little bit of grit there on 2K and some air at 4K. And you can just push in all the knobs to go back to the default values, because I like them. I like how this thing is sounding as it comes. And then you have another page here where you can choose between having a cabinet sim, right, or not. So you can bypass the cab. So this is cabinet-less sound, right? But I definitely like it with the cabinet better. And you have a whole bunch of options for the cabinet as well. You can choose SVTs, B15. Mostly these are Ampeg, right? But you do have a Harkey 410 here with the tweeter. And you can choose the microphone you want. So I'm going to choose an RE20 right now. Or maybe a D12, which is an old school AKG bass drum microphone. Right? And you have mic position, mic distance, tweeter position, and the distance as well. And then you have the gain of the microphone, right? So that's just the volume post mic. You have the tweeter gain as well. You can turn the tweeter down. See? You can definitely hear that tweeter up high there. You turn it down. Now you have a DI. The DI, it can be pre or post all of the processing, right? So you can leave it pre, you get like pretty much the clean sound. Right? Post, you get a DI version, so cabinet less of the of your tone. Right, and you can low cut it, you can dial in the tone there, and you can high cut it and control the gain of the DI. So all the way top there, that's the DI sound added to the cabinet sound, and you can dial it back if you want. So I messed with it and I don't like it as much anymore as I did when I first put it in. So let's delete it and load it back in. Amps and cabs, and this is the bass hammer. Right, it just loads in so nice. I don't really feel like I need to touch it at all for this bass anyway. And again, this is without it. So right off the bat, the first block that we look at, the bass hammer, sounds amazing. Can you do this without the bass hammer in the Anagram? Sure, you can find amps and compressor and cab sim and all that and sculpt something that sounds a lot like this as well. But this is handy to have it all in one block. All right, let's swap it out for another one because we have a lot to look at today. So another one that I really like is the bass knob STD, which is like a simpler version of a similar thing. So this one is also an amp and cab. Doesn't have compressor, doesn't have all the EQ options there. It's just this one page, but it sounds really nice too. So check it out. This is my bass without it, and this is with it. Really nice distorted bass sound. Now you can have it clean too. There's a clean option there. Now it does, it's at the edge of breakup there, so when I dig in, it does get dirty, but you can dial back the gain knob here, turn up the output, and have a truly clean sound, but going through a nice amp and a nice cab. Dial just as much dirt as you want. Super nice, and you can turn the cab off. So in case you're using your own cab, like a physical cab, or a different cab sim in the Anagram itself. But I actually really like the sound of the cab in the bass knob STD. So this is like a simplified, more straightforward, minimalistic version of the same idea as the bass hammer, right? So let's switch this out again and see what else is available here. Now this one is really cool. It's called the Punk Sans, and it's a pink color model of a Sans amp, I think, honestly, because it's got all of the, it's called Sans, right? And it's got most of the Sans amps controls. So you can turn up the lows here, you can, there's presence, right? And there's cab on and off as well. So this is without the cab. Right, and with the cab on. definitely sounds like a Sans amp to me. Very cool. Very punky. Again, here's my bass without it. And here's with it. Well, there's a bit of too much volume there, which is gonna trick you. Let's turn the level down a bit. So again, this is another similar idea, right? It's another all-in-one solution bass sound, except for compression. This is amp and cab sim all in one. So tone in the box, basically. Let's swap it out again for one more. Let's see what we have. All right, so I think the bass-centered ones are the ones we just looked at. So the bass knob, the punk sends, and the bass hammer. The rest, the other three things we have on here that are new, are the Crunk V2, the post-grunge, and the modern rock. Crunk V2 is a cab and amp sim for guitar. So it sounds really good on bass. I've tried it, but I'm not going to use our time today on it because these are more guitar oriented. The post-grunge is cabinet IRs, quite a collection of them. Same with modern rock. So you have lots of guitar cabinet IRs available here, and the Crunk V2 is an amp and cab sim. They sound really good on the bass as well, but it does make the bass sound a little bit like a guitar. And it's cool if you're a guitar player as well. You can now just use the Anagram for your guitar sounds without having to swap after playing bass. So that's nice, but I'm not going to spend time on these because we have other things to look at. So what I'm going to do is go into overdrive and distortion, and again we'll go to the end here, and I'm going to choose the very last one, which is the PSA 1000. The PSA 1000 is a model of the Sans amp rack unit from the 90s, this silver rack unit, famous one. There's also a very famous plugin that I've been using since the early 2000s on Pro Tools in the studio. I still use it. Whenever I record my bass straight into an interface without using any kind of pedal or anything, what I'll use as a plugin in the mixing process will be the Sans amp PSA 1 plugin. Right, and listen to that. Again, right out of the box, this thing sounds amazing. And it does everything except for the compression. You can get any bass sound you want out of this one. And it sounds very much like the plugin that I use, so I'm very used to this sound. So again, here's the bass without it. Yes, it's a really nice bass, but in comparison to using these amazing plugins, it sounds pretty wimpy and tinny, right? So let's turn that back on. And again, this is just the way it loads up, right? Now, buzz, punch, and crunch are the distortion, kind of like an EQ, but a distortion-based EQ. So punch is like a mid drive, crunch is like a high drive, and buzz is like a low drive, right? So you kind of use them like a distorting EQ. Now you can turn the drive down and have a clean sound, right? And you can preamp will drive the drive section, so if you want more volume, you would just go to the level of here. And now I have a very clean sound. And again, I can turn off and listen to that. This is just the bass, right? And this is with it, with the PSA 1000. There's a blend, so you can, find a balance there between your dry sound and the wet sound if you want, but I just like it wet. And there's a phase inversion here in case you need it for some reason, which is nice to have. I think it's the only plugin in the Anagram that has phase inversion. So this is just a super nice, another super nice preamp for the Anagram there that clones or models the classic analog unit from the 90s, the PSA-1 from Sansamp from Tech 21. Okay, let's swap this out again. What else do we have here? Oh, okay. I'll tell you what. We're not going to swap it out because there's a couple of distortion units here that are guitar pedals classically, but they work really nicely before an amp such as the Sansamp PS1. So we're going to actually go back to the main screen here. We're going to move the PS1 forward. We're going to make the sound of it a little bit dirty again. So we're going to bring the drive up a little bit. And we're going to bring the level down, because now it's a little loud. Right, so this is just going to be like our amp, and before the amp we're going to put some pedals. So the first one is going to be a clone of the Clon Centaur, and this one's called the Clon Minotaur, right? And all it does is give it some gain to drive like a tube kind of an amp and make it more distorted. But it does it in a very particular way. The Clon, the original pedal, goes for thousands of dollars. It's a very collectible, highly sought after thing. There are a number of hardware analog clones of it. I know Behringer makes one that was very controversial. I think JHS makes one as well. Many, probably Warm Audio has one. And it's mostly used for guitar, but I actually like it before a bass amp when using a bass. I like it a lot, actually. Yeah, just give it a lot of gain there. It's a very classic kind of a sound, right? It's not super modern distortion. Right, this is what it sounds like without the Sansamp. Definitely guitar-y, right? So yeah, you definitely want to use something like a bass amp and maybe add a little bit of low end to it. So the next one of these is, we're going to swap this one out for, so I have 3 of them, right? That Darkglass gave me these to try out and make this video. This one called Black, also by Nembrini. The 3 of them are from Nembrini. The black one is probably a Rat, probably the Pirkko Rat, which is more like almost fuzz-like, more heavy distortion than the Minotaur. Also guitar-centric, but again, if you put it before a bass amp with a lot of low end, or you can run it in parallel, right? You can create a parallel path and then have the top end of your sound distorted through this pedal and the low end go clean so you don't lose low end, but I actually think it's fine. And these are very simple. All of them have just 3 controls. This one has drive, and filter, and level, right? We'll leave level. And with a pick. So let's check out the last of the trio, which is, you'll recognize it immediately. It's green and it says 808. So this is a tube screamer, right? Which again is also a drive that's used normally before a tube amp to add more grit to a tube amp. Yeah, very guitar-like. This one more than the others, I think. I wouldn't even use this on bass, I don't think. Probably just for guitar. All right, so let's have a look at what else we have here. We're gonna turn this one off for now and just get our clean bass sound from the SansamP PS1000 model. And we're gonna have a look at some compression. So EQ filters and dynamics here. One of them is really cool, which is the dual comp here. This is a multi-band, dual band compressor, right? It's got a low comp. Right now it sounds a little over compressed for my taste. So what I'll probably do is go back to the Nembrini here, to the PSA 1000, and turn down that level a little bit. Just make it softer, and then already that'll compress less here. Still have threshold control. We don't have ratio control or attack and decay, that kind of a thing, but I'll show you what you do have. For one thing, I can mix in some of the clean sound. And already this sounds less over-compressed. This, by the way, is the full comp now, right? We have the low comp on this page and the full comp on this page. And there's the compression style, so there's tight, punchy, and crush. This is crush, this is punch. And I suspect these are doing things to attack, like this is a slow attack, right? You're getting a lot of that initial attack and then the compression kicks in. This is the punch one. Tight is probably a faster, yeah, it's a faster attack. And then over here, you have what's called transient, which I think shapes your transient in different ways. Probably also messing with attack and release. Maybe ratio as well. And then you have a control for the position of the main compressor, if you want it before the low compressor or after the low compressor. I like it after. So right now, with just these two plugins, the SansamP clone, right, the PSA 1000, and the dual comp, you have quite a nice bass sound going there. It's a nice clean sound. It'll work well with some other effects, like for example, in EQ filters and dynamics here, we have a new, two new envelope filters. So this is called the Smultron. It's very squelchy. It's different than the ones that come with the Anagram. But this squelchiness is the peak here. So if you turn that peak down, you get a little less squelchy. And then you have the tone, and you can blend it all the way. And there's a sweep function here that does like a slow sweep, see? Let's bring that blend back. So I like this one a lot. There's another one too called the Kinetic, right? So let's check out the Kinetic. This is also an envelope filter. This one seems to be a little more subtle. You can mess with the speed here, the range. You can go negative too. You can mess with the frequency, the resonance, the blend, and level. This one's very nice. Very cool. All right, let's go quickly because we have so much stuff to look at. The Pultrik is a Pultec type EQ, right? So I'm not going to go through it too much, but if you know about sound engineering, you know that this kind of passive EQ is very used in many records. So it's really an additional type of EQ that I didn't talk about in my EQ video. Go watch my video about all the types of EQs used on bass. I talk about all the other ones except for the Pultec because we didn't have one available. But it basically lets you choose a frequency and then you can attenuate or boost, right? And it's 2 frequencies only. Oh no, 3 frequencies. There's one high frequency as well, and there's gain control. So this is probably modeled after a real Pultec, and it gives it a little coloration as well. Now in modulation and pitch, we have a couple of choruses. This is a really nice one. It's called the Pirkko, right? And I like to use it in stereo mode. Check that out. Oh. It's really nice. You have crossover control, spread control, width, and rate, and intensity. Really nice. I really like this one a lot. And we have another one called Cosmic Milk, which is really nice. And it also has stereo, so we have stereo mode all the way. Engage. It has a totally different character and feel compared to the other ones. This one feels more analog, got a little bit of drive there. Feels like, right? You can have it less than 100% wet if you like, which is nice as well. There's a rate control, a crossover control as well. Very nice. Yes, this one feels more like a little pedal. The other one feels maybe more like a studio effect. So let's go back to the other one actually. And then we're gonna, actually, we'll try something else. We'll try the hologram. The hologram is another pitch type effect, kind of like a chorus, but it's got a few different modes. So this one's called micro pitch, right? You can turn the width up. And there's a low mono. You can make the low end be mono. This is a crossover for that. Like at which point, at which hertz, it goes mono, and then everything above that will go stereo, right? There's modulation control here and the depth. But here is where you choose the type. So there's micro pitch, there's dimension, which is a different kind of chorus. Super nice as well. With the width at 100%, I start to hear a little bit of distortion, it seems. That probably means we need to turn down output of the Nembrini Sans amp here. So level down a little bit. There we go. Let's go back to the hologram. We can turn the level back up. And then there's another mode here called hyper. This one's like super, very modulated. Very extreme kind of chorus sound, right? have doubler, which I really like. It actually sounds, this doesn't sound like a chorus, it just sounds like you're doubling your bass line. Like, listen to it without it. And then I turn it on. Yeah, it sterilizes your sound without making it like a chorusy. Very cool. I like this one a lot. Now, we're gonna add something else here from modulation and pitch. I think we did everything. No, there's a Ringmod, like ring modulator. You can do that chiptune kind of special effect. This one has lots of things. You can add drive to it, you can add sidebands to it, you can blend it, you can change the waveform of the and the frequency of the other oscillator, right? Because a Ringmod needs an oscillator to modulate the amplitude of your sound. So right here. But when you change pages here, you have an envelope, right? Which I'm not going to use right now. There's an LFO. And these are all affecting the pitch of the oscillator. Now, but you can turn tracking on, and then it's going to track your bass pitch. And then it's more like musically useful because it's no longer just like weird, crazy effects. It's like a synth sound. And you can create an interval too. But still, it'll follow your pitch, so the kind of tone, even though it's inharmonic and weird, it'll still kind of follow your playing rather than stay fixed, right? So this is a really cool, crazy, experimental type effect. And you can play even chords with it, and it gets pretty glitchy and weird, right? Let's put the interval back to 0. Check it out when you play power chords. Really cool. All right, let's see what else we've got. So that's it for all of modulation and pitch effects. That's it. So we're gonna go into another category here, which is delays and reverbs. And I've only got one of the new reverbs from the marketplace, and that's the DoGood Reverbs, and this one has some really nice reverbs. I actually like all of these IRs. This is a spring, right? You can turn the wet level up and really hear that twanginess. This is a real spring there. Here's a plate. There's a live room. There's quite a few. This is very subtle, the live room. Foundry room. Right? But now one that I really like, well, here's a wooden Buddhist temple. Art Center Concert Hall. Really nice hall reverb. Prisoner's Dungeon Cell. Now I like the Valhallan Church myself because I'm a user of the Valhalla plugins. Right, so this is really nice. Listen to that tail, super beautiful. Very cool reverbs. Now there's utilities. Now the utilities are super cool because there are things like for practicing, for example. This one's called ShedSpace. I'm switching to fretless now because these practice ones are cool. ShedSpace gives you a metronome and you have a drone. You can turn on the drone. have your drone volume too. So the cool thing with the drone is it gives you a reference to practice with your fretless. Right, and here you have rhythmic and tonal reference to practice. Very nice. Now, it has another page here where you can set the time signature, the subdivision, change the click sound, right? You can have a beep or a hi-hat or a clave, right? You can change the accent pattern. So on the one or on the downbeats, you can have all beats. The beat pattern can be all beats or just beat one or whatever, anything like that. And the tempo source can be the app itself, ShedSpace, or the internal Anagram reference based on your tap tempo setting, right? So that's ShedSpace, really cool app for practicing. Now, similarly, you have a metronome over here, right? Which also gives you quite a few options. You have for example, you have your tempo, your time signature, your sound. You can use a shaker. I like the shaker on this one a lot. You have the volume as well. Now this one has something really cool, which is follow tempo. So if I put if I have a beat in mind already, or have a bass line that I've created, I can find the tempo. Right, and then you change it to fixed tempo and it stays there. So if all you need is a metronome, maybe you want to use this one instead of the ShedSpace, but they're fairly interchangeable. I think ShedSpace has a few more options. You have one bar on, one bar off, so you have some practice aids here, such as having one bar on, one bar off, 2 bars on, 2 bars off, and to see how accurate you are. And you have an accuracy meter over here, so it can go and measures how many milliseconds you are ahead or behind the beat. Seems I'm not very accurate at all. So cool. So that's the metronome. And there's another one, which is the chord. This one gives you a drone, right? So you have ducking and auto fade here. You can choose the sound. So tempura, for example, is one of my favorites. You can turn it up a little bit, turn the tone down, make it a wide voicing, right? And make it a minor chord, maybe a D minor, and then practice my fretless again. Not so loud. So there's one more little thing that I wanted to show you guys here in utilities. We've already talked about Chord, Metro, ShedSpace, and Auto Drummer is the last one. So this is also kind of a metronome, right? But it's a drum machine. It's got some beats in there. So it might be more fun for some rhythms. For example, you can choose a funk here and then choose a tempo like a 90, 99, and then you have the volume, and you can turn it on with the action knob over here, and it gives you an intro. Now the kit sounds a little, MIDI. These are not recorded loose by real drummers. These are pretty much MIDI MIDI sequences with a pretty basic sounding kit. It's nothing great, but it can be fun for practicing. You wouldn't use this on performance, I don't think. Right? And that's it. That'll do. That'll do for this demo of some of the available blocks. Some of these are free, some of these have to be paid for, but basically just really exciting new world here, new stage in the existence of the Anagram platform. The fact that you can now purchase third-party plugins if you wish. Only if you wish. So thanks again for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe, comment below, share the video, watch my other videos. I have lots of really cool content on the Anagram itself and other stuff. You can watch the review I did of this wonderful fretless bass, the MG Bass Guitars Custom Desert 5-string fretless short scale. Quite a mouthful there. Right, and that's it. Feel the vibration. See you soon.